Our top focus and we on right now Syria looks to pick up the pieces and find a direction on the shape and nature of its government ahead this even as Israel heaps up strikes on Syria territory. The Britain-based monitoring group Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said that Israel fired 61 missiles at Syrian military sites in less than 5 hours, maintaining a campaign which started after the fall of President Bashar al-Assad nearly a week ago. The leader of the rebels who seized power in Damascus criticized Israel for the strikes as well as its incursion into southern Syria. The chief of the Hayat al-Sham or HTS group Abu Muhammad al-Gulani highlighted how Israelis have now crossed the disengagement line in Syria and said it threatened a new unjustified escalation in the region. But then later, in a statement on the rebels' Telegram channel, he added that the exhaustion in Syria after years of war and conflict it does not allow the country to enter new conflicts. Meanwhile, Lebanese militant group Hezbollah has warned the rebels that the new Syrian government should not establish ties with Israel, this as Syria struggles to get on its feet again. Preparations are on for Damascus International Airport to resume operations. It has been closed since December 8 following the fighting to al-Assad. The director of the Damascus International Airport Anis Follow said that the Sidon airspace has already been opened for safe passage and that the airport would soon be ready to receive flights. Meanwhile, Syria have also reopened the pubs in the country, but now they're working cautiously after the rebels take over. They fear that the HTS would forbid the sale of alcohol in the Syrian territory. While no official statement has been made in this regard, an HTS official on condition of anonymity said that the reports surrounding the ban on alcohol they are false and they are not true. He added that the government at present had bigger issues to deal with. Meanwhile, they have also been used of the reopening of the Turkish embassy in Damascus, which had suspended operations back in 2012 due to escalating security concerns during the civil war. Sarams welcomed the move, and on your screens right now you can see the moment when the Turkish flag was raised above the world compound in the Syrian capital for the first time in 12 years. Meanwhile, top diplomats from the US, the Arab League and Turkey met in the Jordanian port city of Aqaba to discuss how to support Syria's transition. The gathering, which also had in attendance representatives from the European Union and the United Nations, they spoke at length on the priorities the new leadership in Syria should adopt, including inclusivity, minority rights, and the destruction of the Assad-era chemical weapons stockpiles. They stressed that the Syrian territory should not become a base for terrorist groups. There was no Syrian representative on the table. Also, Iran and Russia, who were the UAE regime's key supporters, were not invited.
We do not want Syria to descend into chaos. We don't want for Syria but to move along a path that leads it toward the future, as I have said, a future that is prosperous for all Syrians. The mechanisms to achieve this future are clear mechanisms we all know, in Resolution 2254.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said that the country's officials have now direct contact with HTS and urged them and other rebel groups to assist with locating US journalist Austin T., who was detained in Syria in 2012, and the whereabouts of the journalist still remains unknown. Thanks for watching this video.